Why am I looking at you? You're a...
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. My wife said it'd be funny if I did that. So, this is Brandon back at you with another episode of Mathroom, where I do math on a bathroom mirror. So, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a little bit of math on a bathroom mirror. I thought I'd switch it up. So, got the cool, fun intro about cats, and so I thought also we can do tigers. So we're talking about tigers, and I thought it'd be fun today if we could spend some time talking about percents and ratios. So talking about percents. You looking at me? Percents, there it is. Okay, and ratios. Specifically, thought it'd be really interesting if we talked about percent of tigers in captivity versus tigers that live in the wild. So we're going to look at how to find percentages, and then also going to talk a little bit about ratios and how you can find ratios from percents. So it's going to be a lot of fun stuff. Get ready, lots of tiger stuff. But just like always, and as you guys know, we got to clear the mirror. So now we got a nice clean working space. It's always important when you're wanting to do some math stuff. So with our nice clear working space, we need to talk about the amount of tigers total, the amount of tigers in captivity, and then use that as a percentage. A cool formula to find percentage is A over W is equal to P over 100. So some definitions for these letters are A is the amount that you're talking about. W is the whole, so you have the amount, which is part of a whole. Then you have W, which is the whole amount, and so that'll look like a fraction, is equal to P is the percentage, and percents are out of 100. And so A over W is equal to P over 100. And so we're going to use this formula, and we're going to look at tigers numbers and how they fit in that formula. So give me a second so I can write some tiger numbers on here. So here we are now with some of these tiger numbers. I found these numbers. There are 8,000 tigers currently in captivity. That means in zoos, private zoos, just not in the wild. So we got 8,000 in captivity. We've got 3,900 in the wild, which means there are 11,900 tigers total in the world. These numbers came to you from WWF, which is the World Wildlife Foundation. It's the animal wing of the WWF. The other wing of the WWF is the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. That's where the animals fight each other and wrestle in steel cages. So good numbers, good source, good resource. And I use those numbers to plug into our formula up here. I still have it. A over W is equal to P over 100. Okay, the amount we're talking about. We want to know the percent of tigers in captivity. So the amount that we're talking about is 8,000, because that's how many are in captivity. The whole is 11,900, so this is the amount of the whole. And then we know that's equal to P, which is the percent over 100. So best way to solve these and figure these out is called cross multiply.
Photograph in which we were in love, caught in your eyes, waiting for the sunrise. I barely even knew who you were. What did you do?
Then what we have to do, this is called an equation. And on an equation, we want to always solve for the variable, which is him, and so, or her, it. So we're going to solve for that. And how we do that is we are going to divide, because this is saying 11,900 multiplied by P. To get something away from another thing, you do the opposite operation. So you do the opposite of what it wants to do to get it away from you. Feel that a lot. Not by me, by others. So what you do, since it's multiplication, we're going to divide. Divide by 11,900. Okay, that's 11,900. And we're going to divide this side by 11,900. When you're dividing numbers that have zeros on the end, quick tip, That's the quick tip effect. So quick tip, you just cancel out however many zeros they have in common. This one has 2 zeros in common. Those 2 there and those 2 there. So now our problem becomes a little simpler, and we're just going to do 8,000 divided by 119. As 67% of tigers are in captivity compared to being in the wild. So I'm going to clear it up real quick. So here it is. I cleared it up, and we're left with just the 67%. To find out how many are in the wild, you just need to find whatever you have left to make that equal 100. So quickly, you just do 100 minus 67. It will equal 33. So that means 33% are in the wild. So cap, and wild. So real quick, erase this, no effects, raw footage, unplugged. So here we go. If we know that there are 33% of tigers in the wild compared to 67% of tigers in captivity, that makes our ratio 33 to 67. How you get that into a ratio that we can read a little bit easier is you just divide them by a common factor, which means a number they can both be divided by. That's tough with 67 because 67 isn't going to work out for us. It's a prime number. We can't divide it by stuff. So I'm going to make it a little bit easier. I know that 66 and 33 can both be divided by the same thing. Those are called compatible numbers. Compatible numbers are 2 numbers that are close to your original numbers that can be divided evenly. So I'm going to change this to 33 to 66. I know I can divide both of them by 33. 33 divided by 33 is 1. 66 divided by 33 is 2, which means for every 1 tiger in the wild, there are 2 more tigers in captivity. Is this okay? I don't know. Probably not. So if they made a documentary about it, I think it'd be helpful. So be looking out for something. Maybe I'll do it, because I don't think there's any good ones out now. So that's how you can learn stuff about math. Those are percentages, ratios. I even threw in some extra little stuff about equations and compatible numbers and division. So lots of bonus hot tips in this episode. Thanks for listening and watching Mathroom, and so tune in for more in the future.
Why am I looking at you? You're a